You hear the name Bobby Fischer, and if you know anything about chess, you know he's a legend. But beyond being one of the greatest to ever play the game, he made a pretty bold promise that with his book, absolutely anyone could learn to play. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to dive right into that famous method and see what exactly made it so special. But, to really get what he was promising, you got to get the man himself. Fischer didn't see chess as just a game. No, no. To him, it was an all-out intellectual war. This quote right here, it just perfectly captures that raw intensity, that competitive fire that made him such a phenomenon. He wasn't just there to win. He was there to absolutely dominate. I mean, this guy was a total prodigy. He becomes world champion in 1972, taking down the entire Soviet chess machine in a match that felt like the Cold War played out on 64 squares. But here's the thing. Fischer was also this complete enigma. Brilliant, sure, but also mysterious, controversial. He basically just vanished from the public eye for decades. And somehow, out of this incredibly brilliant, super complicated mind comes a book with a really simple and honestly a revolutionary promise. Bobby Fischer Teaches Chess wasn't just another dry manual. It was supposed to be a complete system designed to build a chess player from square one, getting the lessons directly from the master's own mind. So what was the secret sauce? Well, the genius of this book was this thing called programmed learning. So forget everything you know about thick, boring chess books with endless chapters on abstract theory. Fischer's way was to break the entire game down into these tiny, easy-to-digest pieces. The whole idea was to let you see the board through his eyes, one little step at a time. And you know what's crazy? The method itself feels so modern even today. It's basically this back and forth, this question and answer format. It shows you one simple idea, asks you a question to make sure you got it, tells you immediately if you're right or wrong, and then just builds on that. This step-by-step approach was meant to give you a rock-solid foundation, one chess piece at a time. So yeah, that's the book we wanted to break down for you. We got our hands on a digital copy, and we were all set to walk you through Fischer's brilliant lessons, frame by frame. But when we opened the file, something was very, very wrong. We were so ready to show you that first puzzle, that first lesson, to pull back the curtain on the secret to Fischer's method, straight from the source. So, what does the book actually say? What did we find inside? We found this. Just digital noise. A complete jumble of meaningless symbols, corrupted characters, pure digital gibberish. I'm talking page after page, which should have been the clear, brilliant logic of a chess master was just gone, replaced by total, absolute chaos. So here's the thing, and it's a huge bummer. We can't actually explain Bobby Fischer's method to you because the information is just gone. The file we have is basically an empty shell, a ghost of a book. The lessons have been completely wiped out. And not by a fire or a flood, but by technology itself. And right there, our whole plan for this explainer just went out the window. The story wasn't about chess anymore. It turned into an investigation, really. A look at what happens when the perfect logical order of a game like chess crashes head-on with the quiet, creeping chaos of the digital world. And this slide right here, man, it just perfectly captures the tragedy of it all. On the left, you see what we were expecting. A clean, simple chess puzzle. And on the right, that's what we actually got. Fischer's carefully built path to learning chess just obliterated. All that's left is this digital wreckage. So what we're actually seeing here has a name. It's called digital decay, or sometimes people call it bit rot, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the process where digital files, your photos, documents, music, anything, can just silently get corrupted over time. Little errors start to pile up in the data until one day the file is just unreadable. It's like a slow, invisible fire burning through our data. Okay, so get this. Buried deep at the very end of this jumbled mess of a file, we found one single clue, a username and a date. And from that one little breadcrumb, we can kind of piece together the sad journey of this file. The book comes out in '66. At some point, someone scans it. Then, in July 2009, a user called passerby_intime shares this version online. And in a little more than a decade, it's decayed into the mess we have today. And this is where the story gets so much bigger than just one lost chess book. See, we tend to think of digital stuff as permanent, right? We upload our lives, our history, our knowledge to the cloud, thinking it's safe, that it'll be there forever. Well, this corrupted file, it's a huge warning sign. It just takes one. That's it. One single bit of data out of millions, flipping from a 1 to a 0. That's all it takes. That one tiny error can start a chain reaction that corrupts an entire file, an entire library. It turns out our digital world is built on a foundation that's frankly, shockingly fragile. So what's the big takeaway here? We came here hoping to learn chess from Bobby Fischer, right? But this corrupted file, it taught us something completely different. It taught us that our digital information is incredibly vulnerable. It showed us that sometimes the real story isn't in the content, but in the decay of the thing that holds it. And it proves that keeping our knowledge safe isn't just about saving it. It takes constant, active work to preserve it. So we have to leave you with this question. Sure, we lost a chess book. Big deal, right? But it really makes you wonder, what other vital pieces of our culture, our science, our collective memories are just sitting on a server somewhere, slowly, silently fading away? How much of our entire digital legacy is just one single bit flip away from being lost forever?